So today's concept is basically array within the class. Till time we had done arrays of object. Now we are going to do arrays within class. These concept I suppose is been covered into the C++ also. So
Yes,
we will do it with the help of programming only, or let me explain first.
sure.
So actually what happens in this array or object array or array within class. Let's suppose you are creating a student class. I suppose you understood why we are making the object array. Everybody understood it. Why we are making object array. So now suppose you are having a class. In this class you are having roll number as a member, data member, and 5 subject marks. Right? And of course name. So if you are taking like this is my class data members. But there is only 5 marks, 5 different subject marks. Suppose I want to create a result of 10 subject marks. So if the question is given that you have to calculate the total and percentage of 10 subjects. So what you people will do, as I had declared 5 marks, M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, you have to declare 5 more. So this will create a mess, because either you have to take the name of the subjects, or you have to take M1, M2, M3. As the convention says, if you declare any variable, it should have a meaningful name or meaningful variable name. But in this, what we are doing, M1, M2, M3, M4. Suppose in M1, I inputted English marks. In M2, I inputted Hindi marks, and so on. There is many subjects. So I take it. So nobody can understand what M1 belongs to and what M2 belongs to. Nobody can understand. So if I will take the name as English, then it will better. Or for M2, I will take Hindi or Hindi marks, like this. So meaningful, if you want to take the meaningful variable name, then declaring 10 variables is very difficult. So for this, each and every programming language provides you a facility to declare an array. So what we can do, I have to import 10 subject marks. So I can take it as like this, so that my declaration will be lesser. So if I will declare class student integer M10, and I want to take roll number as well, roll number string name. So I suppose previous example and this example, there is a lot of difference. In this M10, you can input 10 different subjects marks. Although marks names are not there, but 10 different marks be available, and you can refer it like this: M1, M2, M3, and so on. So M10. So what is changing here? This subscript is changing. Only subscript. Rest thing is same. So suppose you are declaring M10, it will create array in memory as like this, 0 to 9. Now what you have to take? You can refer it like this only. M, this is my array. So if you want to refer it, you can refer M0, M subscript 0. This refer the first element or first marks. Then you will refer M1. it will refer the second number, and so on. So this concept, declaring of array inside the class as a data member, is the another concept, array within class. What is this concept? Array within class. And what the last one was? Array of class. Declaring the arrays, object array is also called as array of class concept. And the concept is called as array within class. So I have a question now. We have to create a student class in which we have roll number, we have array of 5 marks, and name, total, and then you have to calculate percentage. You have to give grade as as A plus if percentage is greater than 90. If percentage is greater than 80 to 90, then A, then 70 to 80, then B plus, 60 to 70, then B, 50 to 60, then C plus, and 40 to 50, C, and less than 40 जो होगा, less than 40 should be fail. So this is the question actually. Now anyone can tell me who is going to do it? Anybody can share their screen? Anyone want to share screen and want to do question right now or not? Not interested.
Hello.
What concept we are going to study today is array within the class. So this is my topic. For this, I had already given you all the question. So I will mark it as star because I'm writing a question here. Question is, create a Java class having name is student, having data members as roll number, name, file, subject, marks, array, and calculate total and percentage. Award grades as follows. Percentage is greater than 90, then A plus. If percentage is greater than lies between 80 to 90 is A, then 70 to 80 grade should be B plus. 60 to 70 the grade should be B. 50 to 60 C plus. 40 to 50 C, and less than 40 is fail. So this is my question. Now again I am creating a class public. student, integer, roll number, comma, M5, comma, total, double, percentage, string name. These are the data members which is given here into this data member as roll number, name, 5 subject marks, array, and if we have to calculate total and percentage, and we have to give grade according to the percentage. So now what we have to do, we have to first of all create a public void get data function. So I am first of all creating a blueprint for the class. Put data, get data, put data for inputting and outputting the information. Then there should be a method which should return us calculation of grade. So this is a function. Now I'm just creating this blueprint first so that I should remember what I have to do. So curly braces start, this is for public static void main, and then I will take it as class over. So this is my class blueprint. Now I have to use to input, or as you know how we can input the data, that is using scanner class. This is the easiest way through which we can actually input data in Java. System.in. So for this, first of all, you have to import java.util.scanner. Now you have to give messages. Roll number you have to input. Because I had taken it as integer type, so I have to use nextInt method of my scanner class. So I will just there is a lot of things I have inputted. The roll number, then I will input name, name के लिए next line, it means this is actually solution to get blank space, as if I will take next only, then it will take only one word, but if you are having more than one word, then you have to take it like this only. Enter roll number. Now I have to enter, so this is not being required because I had created this array M5. So this is an array. If I want to enter subject you have to give subject plus subject marks. So this is only for one subject, M0. because I had created this array of marks, so it should be calculated as, it should be written as 0. I have to save it with the help of a name as student.java, because this is already existing. So now what I have to do, I have to change the name of my student, student 1 or student new I can take. So the same I will take for the name of the class. Java program is the folder name where I had started. So this is my class. Now, if you want to input another with marks, then you have to take it like this, and now you have to change the element. But I don't want to do. If I want to do the same, then what is the use of creating this array? Now what I will do, I will use a loop for, I am using this loop in if method now, not in my class. This is the loop inside array. So I will say this loop for inputting the marks. So this my, now I have to change only the one thing, that is I. So if you will change I, then automatically it will add 5 subject marks. So let me test whether it is coming or not. Answer. So first we have to check it using the same thing or displaying the thing in our put data. So I will roll number, you have to say println plus /t/t, that I had already discussed in the previous video. If I want to display in a tabular form, then I have to use it. Or first of all, so let me take normal plus roll number, then name plus in this also I have done this mistake. I have to change this name. So displayed. Now I want to display the 5 subject marks. So subject marks plus mi, file save. Now I want to test it. So how I will test it? Student underscore new s1 equals to new student underscore new class name, object creation. Now what you have to say is s1 dot get data and s1 dot put data. This is the simple calling of methods in class. So saved. Now again I have to go on to CMD. So CD, I have to go into my Java program, Java C, student. If you want to check whether the program is available or not, you can use the dir. So you will find this student underscore new dot Java. So that program is available now in Java C. So there is an error. So declaration error is there. This should be semicolon first of all. Then there is an error. how you are creating or your array. So this is not so easy to declare this array. What we have to do, as we have done into the another program also, we have to allocate its memory. First of all, we have to declare it as blank equals to new int 5. This is the procedure to declare array or initialize the value also. Let me check. So now that previous errors has been gone. So now see this. Student new Java error, illegal start of expression, public void calc grade. I have to check this, public void. So it means I had not given its body, so I cannot mention it. Again, public static void main. There is a curly braces missing. Yes. So no error now. My program has been compiled. It becomes error free. Now you have to execute it. Roll number 1. Marks. Only 1 marks has been entered. Why? I have to check. We have to execute. Roll number 1. Again, I had given some mistake. Roll number 1. Name is not getting. What is the problem in name? Like this. For checking, I am doing this. We will use this again. It is taking now. It is inputting the 5 subject marks and then it is displaying, simple displaying. Although the messages are not so very clear, enter subject marks. So it should be like this: enter subject 1 mark. So there should be a index, which number of subject we want. So if I want to modify it, I will say plus I have to take bracket. In this bracket, I can mention I plus 1. I save. So again, we have to compile it. So now it is giving subject 1, 2, 3, 4 marks. I can mention this blank space here. Then if in display also I want to display the subject 1 marks, so you have to use its plus bracket. Means we are actually using index for displaying the number. So I had inputted character in integer type variable. That's why I got an error. Enter roll number. Then I will input string. So this is my subject 1 marks, subject 2 marks, subject 3 and 4. So this been there. Give blank space. Now what I have to do? I have to calculate the total also. So total, as soon as my marks has been inputted, the total should be calculated. I will mention here. As soon as I will input marks 1, it should be added into the total marks. So I can use it for the display also. System.out.println total marks plus total. This is the concept. It means now I got the total also. The last work is been left that I have to calculate the grades. So how I will calculate grade? I will activate my this function calculation grade. Okay, so you can calculate the total percentage also in this PER. So after calculating total, you can calculate the percentage also. So outer, if you want to calculate it, take it in total divided by 5, because our concept is, if we will assume that our all subjects are of 100 marks, then how we will calculate the percentage? Only simple using this formula. Now the total will be calculated, percentage will be calculated, and now I have to check if percentage variable is PER. If bracket use PER is greater than equal to 90, then system.out.println grade your, or you can give the some message, congratulations, your grade is A+. Whatever the message you want to give, you can give. It's your program. You, as you want to show to your layman, you have to give the messages. I will say, so this is an example of ladder if. This is an example of ladder if. So I am creating it in the form of ladder only. So indentation is required for this. So you should remember if you are doing this, do the indentation properly. So system.out.println, this is B plus, else if PER is greater than equal to 60, then print this is B, else if PER is greater than equal to 50, is C plus, else if PER is greater than equal to 40, then what you have to say? This is your C grade. Else if the user or student is getting less than 40 marks, then I will message, sorry, try, you are fail, try again. So the message which I want to give, I will give. So this is my way of giving message. So whatever you think, you can give. So this will be my calculate grade method. And why this if is called as ladder? If you will see, the shape of this if is like ladder. That's why it is called as. So if you will draw, assume this is a ladder and this is my wall. So it should be like this. So this is ladder. That's why it is called as ladder if. This is the reason. So now I had written all my program, complete program. Now I have to compile it again on compiler. Now execute it. So first of all, I have to clear screen so that I can get the so I got less than 40 marks, less than 40%. That's why I got the fail. I had not displayed the percentage, so I can do it. So if you want to see percentage also be printed, so you have to take this percentage also to display. Here you have to say PER. So this is my percentage. This is my answer. So if you see that this is my output. I'm in grade C. If you want to check another grade, then you can give this again and execute it again. Now I am getting marks all above 90. So the grade should be A plus. So you have to test all the grades. So as I had already discussed with this, if anything is given like this, you have to test all the test cases. So first test cases is the percentage should be greater than 90. Then second test case is greater than 80, and between 90, 70 to 80. So you have to test it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. 7 messages is there. So you have to test 7 times. So put the data accordingly and then display. So program. Industry wants all the things should be very perfect. So now what I want to do, I have to create an array of 10 students, and of course I have to allocate the memory also. So you have to, sorry, this will be empty, this should be empty, and here you have to create an array which will initialize the number of objects. Whatever number of objects you want to take, you can take. So same with the previous program, you have to input it using loop. I will take for 2 only, because it will, otherwise it will take a lot of time for inputting the data. So now you have array of your object. So you have to enter. See, there is a difference now. What? Here I am putting the subscript with S1 because I had created the array of S1. In this case, I had created an array of M marks. So I had inputted it like this only. MI. This is a simple array. This is a simple numeric array which we use generally in normal programming language, any programming language like C and C++. So, but in this case, what we are having, we have object array. So I have to calculate, or I have to mention the subscript with the object values, and then I will call the method. Now, this is for getting the data. Again, I have to use this same loop, having the same counter variable, but remember it, the I. So this I declaration, its life is only till this for loop is over, and I am declaring it again. And so now this I value will be till the function body will, this loop body will be there. If you don't want this, you can declare I variable in starting. You can do this like this also. So in that case, you have to initialize I 0. In all the cases, you have to initialize because you want to start loop again like this. Also you can do. Now, remember the loops, curly braces should be actually closed properly. Otherwise, it will create a problem. See this, I had created some mess. Again, so I calculate the, see, now it is giving an error because S1.calc I had called, but S1 is nothing now. What we have an array of S1. So I have to mention subscript with this. So my program is get executed. Now I have to run this program again. There is a null pointer exception, so I have to check. Actually, this error is due to we are declaring variable object array, but we are not actually initialize all the elements. So as we know in Java, all the objects should get a memory using default constructor. So I had not actually called it. That's why it is given me an error. So now what you have to do, you have to s1 equals to new. You have to call constructor. Don't initialize or don't give value like this. There is another method I will discuss in some other video or class. I have to compile it. Now it is executed. See this again. I had declared a array. This array has been declared. Then I allocated the memory to all the objects. I had created an object of 10, an array of object which is having 10 elements, but I'm using only 2. So what is the meaning of this? This meaning means if actually we understand this, it will create an array of S1 having 10 elements, 1 to 0 to 9, and each element will be consisting of whatever the members you had declared in it. So whatever the members you had declared, these are first roll number, second is name, and again there will be a declaration of another array is called as marks M. It will be divided into the 5 elements, then it will be having total and then percentage. So this is my one object. The same with the second object also. The same with the third object also, and so on. So all the 9 objects will get the values into memory. So the memory is allocated to all the 10 elements or all the 10 objects, but I am using only these 2 because I had applied only the loop of 2. So it's all right. Memory declaration is there, but I am not using it. So it doesn't matter. If you want, then you can modify it. You can initialize 2 here and then use 2. Means you are declaring the value of or array of object 2 and you are using the 2 object. But I am declaring 10 objects but using only 2. So again compilation. This is subject first record is over. Now it is asking the roll number second. So you can modify this program by inputting the message, enter the information of student 1, student 2. So you can do it. So these was the 2 records and I got the 2 information. So first Rakhi got the grade of B and Rohit got the grade of A. So this is the way. So you can give the message also here. Congratulations Rakhi, your grade is B. Congratulations Rohit, your grade is A. So for this you have to change the message only. So if you want to give, you can give. You can send me through mail, whatever you want. Now the another thing is what I want to search record. In this case, whatever the data I am inputting 2's data, I will input 10 also, but it will display all's data. So now the searching concept will come. So here you have to implement the linear search or binary search. Both search can be implemented, but you have to remember where we have to implement linear search and where we have to implement binary search. As in this case, there is only 2 elements. So there is no need of applying the binary search, because if you apply binary search, first of all, you have to find out that your data should be sorted. So first of all, you have to apply the sorting, and then you have to apply the binary search method. But sorting of 2 numbers only, so it will create a actually it will imply more time consuming or resource consuming efforts for using this sorting and then searching. So in the case, as I am having a very less amount of the data, I will use simple linear search in this case. So linear search, you have to apply that what this, if I interpreted complete statement, this is my class name. And what is class name? That is user defined data type. This is my object name. This is also called as instance of a class. Instance of a class. These are the 2 words which we use for this. This is a new method, new statement, command. You can say this is a command. And this is my class name with parenthesis. This is default constructor. We had not made it, but compiler provided. So from where we are getting this default constructor? From compiler. So this statement has been done. So first of all, I had created only one object. So I allocated memory. Now I change my this was the student new. This is again student new. Whatever the class name, the object name can be changed, but the class names will be same, and the constructor name will also be same as the class name. So student, I want to create an object array. So I want to enter 10 people's information. So I had created this object, but in C++, this is okay. But in Java, we cannot do like this. So how we have to do this? In Java, syntax of declaring an object is student new. This is a class name. Now you have to declare your array with empty bracket. With empty bracket equals to new student. This is again constructor, but now you are specifying the size of this array. So if we talk about C++ array creation for objects and Java, or this is for Java object creation, object array creation, and this is C++. So in C++ you had studied this, but in Java, if you want to create a class of an array of an object of any class, you have to do like this. So if I will not give this, or I will not allow, or whatever the things. So syntax is this for declaring the array, object array. After this declaration, you have to allocate memory also. So in this area of my code, I had created one object individually using this default constructor. In that case, you are not using default constructor as allocation of memory. In this case, this default constructor is using by providing the size of array, size of object array is being provided. But constructor calling is always be like this: student underscore whatever the class name, and then this braces. These braces are used to call a constructor for memory allocation. Constructor for memory allocation, because in default constructor in Java, there is a lot of copy constructor, or you can say lot of constructors declaration types. So one is the constructor calling with the size of the object array, and another is for calling the constructor for memory allocation. And for this, we use these braces, these parentheses. Correct? So this was the